you put your account files in your home directory, and I put my account files in the demo directory. You can find my account files in account example. So what you do if you want to set up just like me is you say copy star to /home, and that will copy over your files with my files. So anyway, then you reboot, and okay, so once you're set up with my account, let's go over what I have. My packages, these are made like DLLs. I don't know what you want to, dynamic link libraries. This code is just like the kernel. Well, code is really easy to install into kernel space. Everything is kernel space. Anyway, the Atom task includes this packages, and anyway, so all this code is available. All the commands in here work at the command line, and my personal menu has my commonly used macros. So this change to the C drive, change to the D drive. This will compile. This is a make all. TOS, make OS. That compiles everything with my configuration, and then that compiles everything. 50,000 lines of code. The make all compiles the compiler and the kernel, and it reinstalls the kernel.bin so that it's ready to boot. Then once I recompile, I can reboot to activate it with RAM reboot. That bypasses the BIOS startup. So when I'm working on the kernel, let's say I want to put a happy message in here. This is the kernel after the compiler. Let's just say hello world, and let's do a sleep. I should do a busy wait. Let's do a busy wait. It's safer. Busy wait. 2 seconds. 2 million. Okay. So I'm going to recompile the kernel. Bam, that's the whole kernel, all 50,000 lines. Then I reboot. Hello world, it says hello world. Did you see that? So it paused for 2 seconds. That's the entire kernel. There's no object files. It's 50,000 lines. Actually, no, it's not. It's less than 50,000, including the compiler and kernel is 50,000, 40,000, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So I'm just recompiling and rebooting. So you can, that's how easy it is to do printf debugging. Anyway, so actually, you know what I should have done? Let's do that. I was stupid. If you're doing this, you say raw print. Raw print. Then you say, this is in milliseconds, not microseconds. Let's say 5 seconds. 5 seconds, 5,000. Hello. Hello. What is it? I don't know. Okay. So now we recompile, reboot. Hello USA. See that? Okay. So that's how you raw print is how you do printf debugging. That's in the kernel startup stages. If you have any idea of, people make fun of printf debugging, but they don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, so those are the most important things on my menu. In order to make this happen, let's go look at the code for make. So hit Control T, go over towards the end. It's now on the make OS. It's now on. Oh well, let's just click right here. You see where I'm going to click? Okay, make OS boot install. What this does is it loads my answers to the config in the keyboard buffer, and then it calls make all. Okay, so and then if it's my C partition has a master boot loader as well. The D partition doesn't have a master boot. Anyway, and it calls both the it modifies both the partition boot record and the master boot record, because that's how my system works. Anyway, so let's quickly go over. So most of these are change directory, do a directory. So what I use those for, if I want to go see my demo games, I come down here. Then I want to do a demo game, I come in here and do a demo game. F5. So that's how I do a demo game. Okay, so I navigate pretty quickly with that. When I'm doing my rant, this won't work on your system. You don't have my rant file. Some of the files are missing. In my home directory, the first one is home. Do you see this first one is home directory? I have some budgets and miscellaneous stuff that I don't put on the distribution. So yours will be a little bit broken. You don't have my rant file. When I'm doing my my code walkthrough video, this starts recording. This little red star means recording is in session. So now it's doing this is how I do my random code walkthrough. Then when I'm done, I hit Control-Alt-V, and those are the files I make my movie from. That's if I'm those are put on the D drive. So my C partition is my master, my golden master, and then my D partition is a backup, and it's also what I use for transferring. When you transfer to Windows, you might corrupt it. Windows is FAT32 is slightly buggy. I don't do short names anyway, so don't corrupt your master boot. Do all transfers to your backup, or to your backup. If I want to, well, anyway, so now if I hit Control D to the file manager, this is my D drive. That's not the same. I said Control D, but that's not why. So in the screenshots are all the there's my video, the individual frames, 8 frames a second, and if you want to see how that worked, if you go to the TOS miscellaneous, the frame grabber is in here, and it copies a screenshot every 1/8 of a second, and then when that's if you have it for boot drive. So it copied it onto the boot drive, and then onto boot drive is C, but then when it's done, it copies it to the other one. I don't know why. Anyway, you can also do it to a RAM drive, but video will run you out of RAM. Or if I'm this is old style. Now I don't use the native video capture. I use OBS. I use a video making software that's in Linux. Anyway, so I still use this sometimes. This will give you an audio clip if you don't have audio. Sitting on the D drive is a should be an audio file in here somewhere. Where did it go? Oh, where's the audio file? Sound dot oh well, I don't know, it's missing. Anyway, now I delete my my video with that's what this delete thing is. Anyway, and so now we've covered most of the things, and now this will copy one drive onto another. So if I copy C onto D, what I just did is I just copied my master onto my backup. Now I just changed to home. That set me back to my C drive. Make distro and do backups. This makes my my website and it won't run on yours. You don't have my songs. I have my, I don't release all my songs. Some of them are crappy. Anyway, merge. Okay, well, let's say that, let's say we're working on the kernel, and we just, let's say, oh, let's do something awful. We're working on the kernel, and we accidentally screw up and delete a bunch of lines. Oh, crap. Don't worry, it's on the backup. So I go to my merge, and we want to use file. This merge is D into C. So anyway, this is C, right? This I fixed it. Anyway, so now if we go to the kernel, it should be all fixed. Kernel end. Well, it is. Just take my word for it. We can compile and prove it. Compile. Reboot. Yeah, it's all fixed. Okay, so merge. Change disk. This is when I had CD-ROMs. I run in VMware. I don't really have CD-ROMs anymore. Augustine, happy ingredients, chess. Okay, now if you go to my website, here's my web page. On my website, there's a location. There's a link for TAD files, and these are my personal files. There's some that I put on the distribution and some that I put on my website. This directory, all the files are stored on my web. Oops. Everything in here is on my website. So you can. There's a Pilgrim game. It's on my website that you can go download. It has anyway. There's a. This is on my website. There's text. I have hotkeys for F7 is a random word. Alt Shift F7. I think it's Alt Shift F7. That's a random pick from 20 books. From those 20 books, those are on my website. No answer. They only looked upon each other and laughed. Save that Christian kept before had no more talk but with himself. Sometimes sighingly, sometimes conformably, often reading in the roll, one shining, one. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so let's go to text. No, words. I have this Word file has phrases, and it's more fun than. Let's go do the. You can download that from my website. And if you put it in the right location, let's use my happy words. Now, God, F7 will make, that's my happy words. There's some others that used to merge lists together. Now it only does one, so some of these don't really make any sense. You can make God do a, if you want to make God create a menu, what the hell? Lady finger measurements. Okay. Anyway, so what else is in here? So there's on my menu is a sort headers. What that is let's go into the kernel and go to here's one of my headers. Let's take this system call thing and put it towards. Don't do the bottom. That won't work anyway. So call system is towards the bottom. Now if we say sort headers, it will have repositioned it. It's kind of tricky. Anyway, call system. It's back at the